gentlemen, I present to you America's top foundational health coach, Dr. Joe D.
Hey there, I'm Dr. Jody Bear, and I am here to tell you today's life's milkshake moment. You're just having me, just Jody. For those of you that don't know me, I'm known as America's top foundational health coach for over 47 years. I've created health, healing, and hope in all 6 pillars: spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, and socially. Over 1.1 million pounds of toxic fat lost when I was able to say in my practice. But then I retired, We do retire when we're 66, but I'm more active, alive, and vibrant at 70 than I even was at 66. Why? Because I sold in my practice and then COVID hit. And I was just compelled. As my husband said, there's nobody that knows health like you. Just how much yoga are you going to do? And that's a real key to why we're here. When you find someone to love, something to do, and something to look forward to. We've been looking forward to this second edition of Health-A-Pedia's The Essence of a Woman. Now we're birthing. It takes 9 months to birth a baby. Here we are. Here we are. Less than 12 hours. It'll be October 18th, and we will be live on Amazon. I know many of you need a little bit of background, but I will just tell you a little bit about me, Jody, a small town girl from Montana. Singing was my passion. I could sing, and sing I did. I brought my mother with my soulful singing out of her depression, because at 36, she was a young widow. Music was my talent as I went to sing on all the concert stages of the world. But then, ever get that moment, that life's milkshake moment that just brings you to your knees? I get the call. I was doing dishes then. I was a young mother. I had one little born baby and one toddler. Ring, ring, ring. Hey, Mama. What's going on, Mama? Jody, I have cancer. Oh, no, Mama. Yes, they said they're giving me 6 months to live. I dropped to my knees and rolled the toilet paper off on that roll until there was no more roll. But then, as we women, I picked myself up and I told my then husband, I must go out to Montana and help my mother. That's what we women do. We help each other. And there I found the keys, my passion. In the little Laurel, Montana library, here it was, this book all the way back in the back recesses. I blew off in health and wellness, the dust, ran to the front. I knew I had the keys to health for my mother. This simple protocol from Edgar Cayce gave my mother 2.5 years length of life, way beyond her 6 weeks to 6 months of her prognosis. As Les Brown says, your diagnosis is not your prognosis. But as my mother was transitioning from this world to the next, as it's so wont to do, she gave me those last words. She said, Jody, give others hope the way they've given it to me. And where you've given it to me, give it to others. That's why we're here. What does hope stand for? Heal. Go down into yourself to heal you, because no one knows you like you do. Then go up in opportunity to your true north. That opportunity always arises to your frequency and your vibration, which is energy and vitality. Then P, to bring in that positivity, to be and live the law of attraction, and then go out, empowerment. First, heal yourself, heal your circle, heal the world. That's why my introductory song by the Grammy Award winning Alicia Williamson, yes, I did the background vocals of this. Why this is so important to me? Because I sang, there is hope. And this is what we 40 authors in the essence of a woman are bringing to you today. Well, actually, you can't order it today, Thursday. You can get a sneak peek. But this is what we're doing. Who knew that a little girl from Montana would have a vibrant health coaching practice, would decide to take my husband up when he said, Jody, just how much yoga are you going to do? I knew nothing about the internet. I could get emails. I had a brick and mortar practice. It's now gone to click and order. TV shows. Thank you, Traverse TV, for hosting yet I believe our fourth live virtual summit, for our second for our anthology book. And we'll get to that in a minute. But I want to thank Traverse TV and how they've grown and how they've expanded. So if you have a vision, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a vision, it can turn into a mission to fruition and creation. How? Just by putting one step, as Hansel and Gretel found the gingerbread house, one crumb, one step at a time. That's where I found myself here, knowing that we could make a difference. If not you, then who? If not me, then who? Isn't that true? I said that wrong. If not me, then who? If not now, when? And if not this, what? Well, these 1.1 million pounds of toxic fat loss, then we brought in 3,000 people that I was able to help. And I think it's over 4,000 people now, post-COVID, during the pandemic, for them to reclaim, restart, and reinvigorate their lives. That's what we've had. Then my mentor, my guru, my teacher and trainer, the world-renowned Dr. Jim Marinakis. I want to take just a quick intro. He was joining me here, but he had an emergency. He is busier than a one-arm wallpaper hanger in the things that he does for others, but I want you to feel him, and then I'll tell the story in just a minute. So let's take a minute to hear his introduction anyway. World-renowned healer, world-renowned Dr. Jim Marinakis, 35,000 client patients in his first 10 years of practice. Then he came out to Boca Raton. It was really in the middle of not a lot at that point. 45 years later, myself, along with 400 students, can be giving him homage of being trained and tutored by him. Here we are. And then I'll tell you the rest of the story about Dr. Jim Marinakis. But let's hear, isn't it about time, as John Denver sings, isn't it about time that we bring this world together? Isn't it about time? Because now is the time. Now, spelled backwards, is one. Here is Dr. James Marinakis.
It's about time.
World-renowned homeopath, naturopath, acupuncture physician, and facilitator of the process. Presenting Dr. Jim Marinakis.
It's about time, it's about changes, and it's about time.
It's about time. It's about changes in the weather. We've just gone through Hurricane Helene and Milton in Florida. It's about you. It's about me. It's about time. And Dr. Jim said to me, after he was the one, as you know, I had a situation with stage 4 melanoma. They gave me, when I was 46, 6 months to live, because my full plate, being a single mom of 2 traveling teenage boys, very, very active, but very, very full life. I was traveling in business. My plate went to a turkey platter. Contracted stage 4 melanoma. But then Dr. James Marinakis came into my life through a friend of a friend. That's how it goes. The power of one. I want you to remember that, ladies and gentlemen, today. The power of one. Jim came in and it had traveled to my breast. He said, I can make you well. Just do my process. 25 years later, that's what I've been doing. Thank you, Dr. Jim, for being in my corner. Thank you for teaching and training me. But thank you for when he wrote in our book, Health-A-Pedia, and he said, this was amazing. Last year at this time, in September, we hit international bestseller in all 13 markets of Amazon in 3.5 hours. Actually, it took 2 hours longer than it actually did because his author, speaker, motivational speaker, Jamie Kerr said it with Amazon actually shut us down. They thought we were a bot. This is another one of Jim's wonderful things that he says in his wisdom. AI, well, I guess they didn't know the difference between artificial intelligence and artistic intelligence. These artists in Health-A-Pedia making it #1 in 13 markets, still being #1, 2, and 3 a year later in these categories, unheard of. Because it's about time, it's about changes, it's about now. After this happened, Dr. Jim looked at me and said, would you like to be my partner? That would be like Kamala Harris saying to, as she did to Tim Walz, make it current to today's current and say, would you like to be my running mate? I bet Tim Walz had to think about it, 0.03 seconds? Or Donald Trump saying to J.D. Vance, would you like to be my running mate, my partner? J.D. Vance probably gulped and said, yes, as quickly. And that's what I did. I said, of course, I would be honored. And Dr. Jim and I started Health-A-Pedia. Mission, then to fruition. Into training and seminars now. We came back and we said, let's go ahead and do a book on women, a woman's book by women, for women. You can see it in the background, but here it is. And here you can get your copy tomorrow. It's not 399 pages as we first started out in this print copy, 531 pages of wisdom of women, taking it from tragedy and testimony to triumph, and then these action steps so they know what we're going to do. So we're going to take a look and take a listen and experience none other than the beautiful, beautiful Princess Meradian, as she says, and she goes, welcome to Dubai. She is our anchor author in The Essence of a Woman, Unleash the Feminine Soul. Her Royal Highness Princess Dr. Moradun Ogalana. So how in the world, here we are having a real life princess. She really is from the 15th century. She was my guest on Life's Milkshake Moment, I believe in April. She is some humble servant. We will be at the UN in January celebrating us and celebrating all of this with Princess Maradian. She absolutely, with the African Women's Health Project International and her Africa 259, what she is doing to not only save her country of Nigeria, the continent of Africa, but the world. So I want to just take a moment and just kind of bring you up to speed. You know that Dr. Jim said, we need to write a book, another one. And I thought to myself, well, I had this poem a long time ago. We almost named it The Power of a Woman. But there's something about power, it's muscle, it's things, and this, and how Dr. Jim always takes his time and explains things to me. And he said, really, it's an essence of a woman, because more than the power, when a woman has her essence, she has everything. So in our book, The Essence of a Woman, I changed the words. But you see, within each woman is the desire to give joy to others, as I read, to live her dreams and to love with all her heart. This kind of power kindles hope, inspires faith, and keeps the spirit alive in all of us. That's what Princess Maradian is doing for her initiative in the country of Nigeria with the UN and Africa and the world. But I've always believed that women are inherently community driven. They thrive on the social pillar of health. I wrote in the social pillar of health, I'll just bring up my title of my chapter, which is The Woman in the White Robe. The Woman in the White Robe is my chapter, and I'll get into that in just a moment. But you know, at a dinner party, there'll be tons of people there, and all of a sudden, a man decides he needs to go to the restroom. Well, he'll just get up and leave, and nobody will even think a thing of it. But what does a woman do? Oh, no. She goes ahead and says, I have to go to a restroom. We make an announcement. Then we have, and to a social event, and say, anybody want to go with me? And all of a sudden, a pack of nerdles goes into the restroom. And we really do have that social, touching up the lipstick, doing all this, that, and the other. We certainly do. And frankly, we make that social event out of anything, even a physical necessity. Well, my history after being a health coach, just helping little toddlers and whatever, the trajectory, the power of one with Hulda Clark, the iconic Dr. Hulda Clark. I had the opportunity to be mentored, to attract her into my life through Phil Donahue. As you know the story, she helped my toddler son with his ADHD with her unique protocols that I do to this day with my client patients. Everyone starts with this foundational health. Then she mentored me, and I wrote on a gold card, 1984, and I'll be bringing it to the virtual summit. And it said, I will. That's where you don't say, I want to. Maybe I'll try. I will pen the Eastern medical version of the PDR. That's what Health-A-Pedia is. And here we have iteration number 2. I can truthfully say that when Health-A-Pedia arrived, I felt like I'd birthed a baby, but I knew I wanted another one. Now, who knows? I only am a mother of 2 children. Who knows how many children are in it? Because men, don't worry. I always say, ladies prefer gentlemen. Real men are aware. We'll be taking applications starting in January. So get ready. More on that later. But I can say, Dr. Hulda Clark, for me, was the essence of a woman. She was that epitome of that empowered woman who truly desired to give protocols wisdom. What she knew at 70, she gave to me at 29. Now, me at 70, I'm giving to the next generation of healers. And I was such a thirsty soul of a health coach. But personally, the essence of a woman was my mother, Tilly K. Ruck. She never forgot the K, and she usually called herself, Even though she was from Montana, she said Tilly Catherine Ruck. You see, in her era, Tilly was a very, very common name. But she said, I'm Tilly Catherine Ruck because I am unique. Ladies, so are you. You have that feminine soul inside of each of us. I already said that she was a widow at the young age of 36, yet she gave of herself to my sister Kathleen and I. She gave of herself. She gave us where money she didn't have as a widow, giving piano and voice lessons. So my sister and myself sang the concert stages of the world because she had and gave to that nth degree. You see, that just transmuted her with her uniqueness from herself to her daughters. You see, I believe that the spiritual, physical, emotional, mental, the financial, and the social pillar, remember the social pillar holds everything up. Spiritual, mental starts here, physical body, emotions. Women have them a lot. Yes, we do. Then you go to the financial. Then social pillar holds everything up. So I just want to take a pause before our next commercial break where you meet our second A-lister author, the woman in the white robe. You see, I too was a single mom at 36, yet mine was a divorce. And I pushed and I pushed and I pushed myself. Even as a health coach, I knew better, but I pushed myself because I thought that I needed to be both mother and father to my sons. I was just doing the usual, making breakfast. I had gotten painfully thin because of the stress of the divorce. And it was untimely. My husband had left our lives. That happens, ladies. But how do you turn that tragedy into a testimony, into a triumph? Well, here I was. My tragedy was that I collapsed. My sons were 8 and 9. I collapsed on the kitchen floor. My next waiting moment in my white robe, I was in an ambulance with these sirens going. I had to make a change. And then I did, because as my really quotable quote says, when you take care of you and your world, ladies, the world is powered forever. Now, a lady in the white robe came in a second time in my life when I was having this self-care with myself. My sons had left. It wasn't we, I had become a single parent. What was I could do? What was my direction? Where was I going? There is hope. Something to do, someone to love, and something to look forward to. So the something to do was going to a women's only retreat where I had this meditation with many, many women, over 200 women in the room. And I saw the woman in the white robe again. You got to buy the book to hear the rest of the story. And you can do this. You can go ahead and you can buy it on Amazon.com. Just look for The Essence of a Woman book as we do this. And of course, you can buy it today if you just want to get a handle on things and go to this site, essenceofawomanbook.com. Because when you buy it from here, I will personally autograph it, being the woman in the white robe. But what happened, that vision became a mission to fruition. And just like myself in my story, I have, and you know how my nose always itches when I intuitively do something, it always itches. So I'm itching my nose. I guess I'm supposed to tell you that that woman in the white robe, of course, was me. But I saw her take this to fruition to millions of people. And you're going to hear how we're going to take this mission of the essence of a woman to millions and millions and millions. And we'll get into that after our next commercial break. I want you to meet Dr. Khalila Camacho Ali. She has certainly graced my stage. We did many of our viewings where I said, where in the world is Dr. Khalila Camacho Ali? We had a real fun time with this now, didn't we? And here she is right here, right now, the former wife of Muhammad Ali. But I can say, Khalila Ali, you are my friend, and you are truly, truly the essence of a woman. Take a hear, take a feel, take a listen. Former wife of Muhammad Ali. Academy Award-winning actress. Author. Motivational speaker. Aviator and filmmaker. Humanitarian. 9th degree black belt. Dr. Khalila Camacho Ali, our anchor author for The Essence of a Woman. Dr. Khalila, her story on faith and forgiveness is amazing. And she tells her story. And of course, she has her solo book, Undefeated, her memoirs of being the wife of Muhammad Ali. Princess Muradian is in the social pillar. She was the perfect ending, as Khalila was the beginning, because she talks about how the grace and essence of a woman goes through to eternity. That should be enough. But remember, go ahead and go to Amazon.com, type in Women's Essence, and it pops up. It does. So I want to come back before we go any further on really what our initiative is, because Dr. Jim wrote this beautiful, beautiful introduction about what the essence of a woman is. It's the perfect understanding of all things we do, don't we? Because we wear so many hats. But it's possible to really understand and comprehend the essence. It's found in every foreign language. That's really, really the top languages, with Greek being the foundation, and Latin, and then French, and of course English comes in. What does essence mean? I am. I am. I am was our Savior. I call him Yahusha, most commonly known as Jesus. I am that I am. I am the Father. It is the Spirit. That's what the essence of a woman. When we live our essence, we are one with the Father. Everything has an essence. You see those 6 pillars that I talked about? Spiritual. Then you go into mental, emotional, physical, financial, and social. Well, that is the 6 pillars. But above those pillars are knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That's a divine Trinity, that holy Trinity. And when you face those 3 and the infinite one, which is Yahuwah, that's what the original name, most commonly known as God, before was, never was, which will never be. I am that I am. So what is woman? What is a woman? We, ladies, are the Holy Grail. We are the structure itself, the receiver, the nurturer, the manifestation of the world. See, together with man, we bring in life. The essence of a woman is everything. Everything. So make sure that you go and get this book now. You will, won't you? Our book launch tomorrow, October 18th. October 18th. 1-8. That is 9. Oh, so fun with you. We're going to make it a number 10. And how are we going to make it a number 10? Well, I'm going to give you some very salient facts. The world's population. This is 2023. There are 3.9 billion women in the world. That many women. Then the population is about 50.5%. The breakdown are as follows. Women are 50.5% of the total. These figures are based on the U.S. Census, of course, and the economic and social affairs. I think that's in terms, this isn't Jody Bear's number. The global female population represents all of 50.5. Okay, how does that break down? Well, Caucasian women are 35.9, African American 14.9, Latina 11.3, Asian 35.9, Native American women 0.5. So Dr. Jim and I were speaking. I remember we were having one of our famous breakfasts at First Watch down in Boca Raton, Florida, when we were talking, and he said, we need this breakdown. We need to do something. We need to give back. And as he will undoubtedly tell when we go into our time with, and this is a good time to say, make sure the book launch is one time, but guess what? Our live virtual summit is the following Friday. Here we go. I've got this Friday, the 25th, 26th, and 27th, right after our book launch. So Friday, the 18th, is when you buy the book. Then come back next Friday and make sure that you go and write a review. Go in and write a review, an honest review. And then we go from there, and we're able to give something back to the rest of the world. And this is how we're going to do it, ladies. Remember, you're going to hear from Tiffany Haddish at the end, her very famous song, which is our theme song, Woman Up. Woman up, together. Ooh, yeah, woman up. Whatever we do, let's woman up. This is how we're going to woman up together. All right. And she talks about this. She talks about this piece where we can actually go ahead, and what can we do? As Jim calls it, it's humanity's core. This is humanity's core. You'll be hearing this throughout the book launch. You're going to hear it here for the first time. And I want to put these dates back up because we will be on Traverse TV and YouTube. Our YouTube channel is Health-A-Pedia 365. Health-A-Pedia 365. Like, subscribe, and share this out. Share it on your Facebook. Share it out. Just like on October 18th at 10 a.m., we'll be live on our Facebook page, Health-A-Pedia. Come and join us. It's going to be our boiler room, and it's going to be oh so fun, because when women have fun, if we can make it a social event, when we're in the ladies' room, we can make a social event out of anything. That's what we'll be doing. So the essence of the book launch is the 18th. The virtual summit is absolutely going to be outstanding. All authors will speak. We will hit it off with Princess Maradian as keynote. You'll hear from Glenn Depke, who is the world-renowned homeopath that wrote our wonderful, wonderful, as I would say, our, I love this one too. The essence of a woman is everything. That's Jim's quote. So if Jim can't be here, at least I can bring this up. So the essence of a woman is everything. So go ahead and be with us on that Friday at 10 a.m. Then we'll go ahead and be there. The essence of a woman is everything. And we'll be at that our virtual launch. And I'm looking for the things, this is when we do something live. I'll be, as we say, I'm not sure where it went, but I think I may have just found it. Here we go. October 25th, you'll hear Princess Maradian starting off at noon Eastern every single day. Then you will hear Tiffany Haddish on Saturday, mid-note. She's our end-note speaker because it is specific time. And that Dr. Khalila Camacho Ali on Sunday. All three women, all 38 authors. 2 were unable to make it due to other vacation commitments. We do have several hats, don't we? So what do we have? We have all 38 women telling their stories, all 38 women getting together. All 40 of us decided, okay, if we break down, and we're about a fourth, excuse me. What is our give back program with this book? This is the most exciting thing to me of everything. This really gives me, and I'm going to give this paragraph to Dr. Khalila, because she is that just one woman can make all the difference. when she believes in her creator given powers and makes the effort to use them. People don't know that she had twin girls and then another baby. When Muhammad Ali lost his belt, she was the one that trained him. She said, "You're not going to get fat and flabby. I need to get in shape." And she womaned up and she got her husband into the fighting shape of his life. Isn't that amazing? The power of the woman. And so, as we're thinking about this, and what is our give back program with this book and our book, you see, the female population of the world is 167 million in the United States. But it's staggering that 1 out of 5 children goes hungry in the US. We're supposed to be the land of the free, prosperous. 1 in 5 children. And when Dr. Jim, coming back to this, you know how I always circle back, okay? That's when Dr. Jim said, "Jody, I'm sitting here with my avocado toast." And he said, "We've got to do something. If there are this many women, and we have this many women in this book, if 40 women can each get 100, that's 4,000 books that we can sell." And it's not about the sale of the book, because this is what I'm here to share with you. The female population of the world is 167 million. Remember that 50.5 total population. Our goal is to eventually sell 10 million books. And why this is so important. That will be 1.5% of the population. All right? That is 1 million children not going hungry every single day. We're donating a portion of every book sold for this initiative. So not only are you getting health, healing, and hope for you, but you go ahead and get this book for a friend. Remember those in the washroom? We never do anything alone. We make it an event. Get one for a girlfriend. And then tell her to do the same. Like that Fabergé commercial. I'm dating myself, but you already know I'm 70 years old. Okay. Go ahead and get it for a friend, and she gets it for a friend. Let's woman up and do this. We can do this over this weekend to the virtual summit. We'll be tallying up these books. You see, when we sell 10 million books, I'm going to say again, 1.6% of the population. That will mean that 6 million, I have that wrong, 6 million children will not go hungry anymore. I want you to think about the first level, 1,000 books. We could do this with our authorship alone. That's 850 children will not go and get up in the morning hungry or to bed at night hungry. We're doing it through helpthechildrenfoundation.org. What are 850 children? It's the size of my little town in Howey in the Hills. Now let's move it up to 10,000 books. That means that there will be 8,500 children that will not go hungry, either at night when they put their head on the pillow or when they get up to go to school. That's the size of my town in Little Laurel, Montana. We get to 100,000 books. 85,000 children will get a meal. That's the size of Grand Rapids, Michigan, the home of Gerald R. Ford, former president, or Chattanooga, Tennessee. But how about absolutely 1 million books sold? We can do this, ladies, together. Together, those paper dolls, together. 1 million books will be enough children for enough children, I should say, equivalent to the city of San Francisco. San Francisco, Golden Gate. You see these happy faces of these children. When we hit our goal of 10 million, there will be enough children that will be fed the size of New York City. New York City. We're not talking about Pace picante sauce. We're talking about children being fed through this book. Remember, I started this broadcast. I said, how about us? How about me? How about you? Together, we can woman up and do something amazing. This is the quote from The Essence of a Woman. You see, just one woman. That's you. can lighten the burden of one who is suffering. That is a child. And stir the hearts of millions. That's 10 million children. And we can change the world. I want you to listen to the essence of the woman as this is our theme song for our virtual summit. When Tiffany Haddish, go to YouTube. She's got millions of views when she sings Woman Up. If you don't feel so good, maybe you just are feeling a little down and looking in the mirror and it's not exactly what you want to see. Well, woman up. Get outside yourself, go to another. Go ahead and come to another. So take a look, take a listen, take a feel for the Tiffany Haddish, highly acclaimed actress, comedian, and the star of Girls Trip as we listen to her Woman Up, shall we? Our book, I want to conclude with this. 11 countries sharing our global vision. That's sisterhood. As I said, we're together in this. We don't even go to the restroom by ourselves. It's a tapestry. These women together. This book by women, for women. Health, healing, and hope. Remember, hope to go down to yourself, to go up in opportunity. We have an opportunity to give back to these children. Then we can say that this is for humanity because we attract these women that need this book, want this book, envelop this book, be this book, and then we empower the world. This is what we will do. The countries represented are the United States, Panama, yeah, right? The United States, Canada, Panama, Mexico, Colombia, Belize, the United Kingdom, Croatia, Germany, Australia, and the Philippines. The essence of a woman. Unleash the feminine soul all under one globe. Be with us tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Mountain, 10 a.m. Central, 11 p.m. Australia time, and 4 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time. We have women from all across the globe. We're under one globe, but we're all together. The essence of a woman, the power of the universe. Because when you come with us, others will always be drawn to the woman who is certain of who she is, not just looking in the mirror and say, oh, who's about being just what about you? And who she, unafraid to freely express her true creator, inspired nature. That is the essence of a woman. Be with us. Buy the book, not for the book. Yes, it is for you, but buy it for the children. The essence of a woman, the power of the universe. And until tomorrow at 10 a.m., I'm going to say, make sure each and every day is a Health-A-Pedia kind of day. Ciao for now.